It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That is Breaker performing for the Coffee Break concert series, and Breaker performing tonight at the benefit for the food drive for Bill Peters and group. And a guy who went out to the show for the pre-show warm-up, my good friend and partner, Chris Aiken. What's going on, Chris?
What is up, sir? How we doing?
Good. So you went out to the show last night?
I did. I went out for a little while. I didn't stay too long, maybe 2-3 hours. You know, I stayed out long enough to catch most of the Iron Maiden band, and then, enough. I stayed out long enough to spend about $100 on drinks. Then nice. I was out.
Well, that's quite a while then. If you already spent $100.
Nah, it was because it was me and Kelly, and drinks were like $6, $7, $8 a round. So
okay,
wasn't that long.
Sure. So
I was good.
What prompted you to go out to the pre-show thing? Just out of wanting to support it, or you had this in mind, or what was the deal?
No, I was gonna go. I was gonna go to one or the other. I was gonna if you came to town, I was gonna go tonight. And since that never materialized, I think we both just kind of forgot. You know?
Well, I didn't forget. It just wasn't in the cards. That's all.
Right. Well, it never. I'll put it another way. It never came up between you and I, so I figured it wasn't happening. So I went out last night to support.
Sure.
I donated some books and some passes to Pinball PA as part of the giveaway stuff and whatnot. So. You know, I had to deliver the book since the show was today. So.
Right, exactly.
So, you know, I just went out just to hang out, see some people I hadn't seen in a long time. Saw the guys from Night Demon. Said hello to Jarvis, talked to him for a minute. Saw some guys from Breaker, saw some guys from Wretch. You know, different bands that we play here and there, and that we're friendly with. So it was a good time. It was fun to just go out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I did see that you did head out there, and it was very cool that you did that. Plus, the weather was really nice.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
So heading out on a Friday night, that's probably something you know that used to be. For both you and I, that used to be a pretty common event to be almost out almost every Friday night.
Yeah, well, not for the last 6 months, but I'm almost at the end of this fucking wrecking ball of a year. So
yeah, but if you remember, you know, when you and I first met back in the late 90s,
sure,
you and I were pretty involved with the local music scene as far as. Attending a lot of the shows that were out there, whether they were at the clubs, whether they were at the Agora, or Nautica or Blossom or wherever it was, you and I were a staple.
Yeah, we were at just about every one of these kind of shows. That's for sure.
Sure. So, that I kind of missed those days because there was a time there where I was probably out once to twice a week. At a show. That was pretty consistent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, but obviously things have kind of slowed down for the both of us.
Sure, absolutely.
And it's just not a lot of cool shows to go to these days.
No, there's not. But, dude, in typical fashion, though, somebody had to bitch about something that meant nothing. This was so ridiculous, I cannot even believe it. But I'm definitely bringing it up on the air because whoever it was that texted Bill Peters, you're a fucking douchebag.
I am?
No, not you. Whoever it was that texted Bill last night.
Oh, I gotcha.
Let me explain this scenario. So, the show was at a club called the Maple Grove, which is in Maple Heights, Ohio. And
right.
And you've been there. It's a small bar.
Yeah, it's just a very little club. Is that where you saw Karabi?
No, I saw him at the Beachland.
Beachland, okay, all right.
Yeah. But, so I'm at the Maple Grove, and when you go, it's the bottom floor is just a bar, and you can go upstairs, and there's like a little stage, and there's not a lot of seats. You know, there's maybe 6-8 tables with like 2 seats each at each table, and there's a little couch on the side. But we got there kind of late. We got there about I would say about 8:15 or so, and the band was scheduled to go on at 9. And Bill was doing his show, so he wasn't going to get over there till 10 o'clock, okay?
All right.
So I get there. We had a couple of drinks downstairs, and then we went upstairs and, went and got a drink, and we were standing around, and, we were just standing there. Well, there was this couch, and there's like one guy over by the couch. It's a full-size couch.
All right.
Couch.
Okay.
And there's one guy sitting on the end of the couch. So Kelly goes up to the guy and says, "Hey, is anybody sitting here?" And he goes, "Nah, come on." So she sits down and I sit down. And then he ended up grabbing, somebody walked away from a stool, and he grabbed a stool and brought it up by the couch. So that, because the stool would make him higher to where he could see. He was a really old guy. So, he was just happy to be alive, I think.
All right.
But he was sitting on the stool, and he's rocking out, to this Maiden band, which was really good, by the way. The band's called Eddie Be Thy Name.
Okay. Out
of Youngstown, Ohio. If you live near there and you see they're playing, you should go see them. The fucking singer was amazing.
All right.
But anyway, so I'm sitting on the couch, and Kelly's sitting on the couch, and, we're taking turns getting up and getting drinks and, just kind of watching the show, having a good time. It was a good spot. It was kind of like near the side of the stage, I guess you would say, to where the people that were stacked up in front of the stage rocking out, there was still like an angle where we could see. So it was really a good spot. So watching the show and just having a good time. And different people came up and were like, "Hey, how you doing?" And knew me from the show or knew me from whatever. And, shook a lot of hands, took a few pictures, blah, blah, blah. Bill gets there about 10 o'clock or so, and we were about done anyway. The show was ending at 11. It was probably 10:30, 10:40. And the Maiden band had played all the songs I wanted to hear. They were starting to dip into the Blaze Bayley years. And
really? They went into that?
They played Angel and the Gambler, and they played like Brave New World and shit like that.
Okay.
They like dipped into the area where I was like, all right, maybe it's time for me to, get out of here.
Was your manager calling? Did he say you had?
Yeah, my manager was definitely calling.
He said you had to go.
Yep. So I went over and I grabbed Bill, and I had left, I knew this Bill's show. So you know the rules, dude. When it's your show, you leave that guy alone.
Of course.
But I had to give Bill the books. So I grabbed up Bill and I said, "Hey, do you got 2 minutes to come and get the books?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." So we walk out to the parking lot, and Bill goes to me, he's like, "You're not going to believe the text that I got." And I was like, "What?" "Somebody texted me that you were hoarding the couch and wouldn't let anybody sit down."
And I was like, Bill owned the club?
Well, but they just were trying to start a problem.
Oh, I understand, but my point is, even if you were doing that, okay,
yeah.
Which I'm sure you weren't.
No.
But even if you were, Bill doesn't own the club.
Yeah.
And it's not his quote-unquote responsibility to police the crowd. Yeah, it's just, okay, go ahead.
I know, but and I was like immediately, me, I was like, who sent you that?
Yeah.
Because I was going to absolutely call him out on the show, and Bill wouldn't tell me who sent it to him. But, I was so annoyed by that. I was like, you know what? I minded my own business. I stayed out of people's way. I didn't make a spectacle of anything. I let while anybody that wanted to say hello to me because they, think that I'm important or whatever, I was cordial to, but I stayed out of the way. I left it for, this is Bill's event. I don't want to be a distraction or a problem or anything at his event. I just found a seat and stayed in my seat.
Yeah, and plus, you asked the guy who was kind of hanging out there if anybody else was sitting there. He's like, no, have a seat.
No. Yeah, in fact, that guy bought me a drink. That guy was awesome. That guy, he dropped his beer and it splashed all over me, and he couldn't have apologized enough. And then he's like, "I'll go get you a drink. I'll go get you." Okay, cool. I'll drink a drink.
Right.
But I mean, I could not believe that I'm literally minding my own fucking business and I'm still getting, I'm still a problem somehow.
Well, dude, I can't even begin to tell you how many times that has happened to me.
Oh, I hate it.
Where I'll be at somewhere and I'm minding my own business, not doing anything, and somebody launches some kind of complaint.
Yeah.
That I'm doing something, that I'm either looking at them wrong or didn't say hello properly or whatever it is. It's the weirdest goddamn thing I ever encountered, and I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's annoying. It's like it's annoying being known. You know, it really is like that. And I'm not, you know me, I do not play into the whole look at me, I'm famous guy.
Well, here's the thing. So, and I'm just going to try to go from the texter's perspective.
Yeah.
By texting Bill something like that, what did he expect Bill to do?
I don't know. Come in and start a problem with me? I have no idea. But I was not happy.
Yeah, sure.
I was like, really? I'm sitting here minding my own business. I'm not doing my normal, getting all fucked up and making a spectacle, which we've all seen me do.
Right.
You know, we've seen me at clubs act out of control. Is that fair?
Yeah, on a few occasions.
That's what I mean. That would be normal for me. Instead, I minded my own business. I let the people that were the players in the thing, the bands, Breaker and Night Demon and Iron Ingo, who was the host, the guy from Germany, and Bill and, you know, Nick Suma, who owns the club. I let all those guys, you know, do whatever they were going to do. I didn't interfere with anybody. And I'm still an asshole.
Of
because
course.
I hoarded the couch.
You hoarded the couch.
I hoarded the couch.
Were you laying down on it? Were you taking a nap?
Yeah, but that's about what it sounded like, right?
Yeah.
Or I was fighting people that tried to get near the couch.
Yeah, get away from the couch. This is my couch.
Yeah,
Don't you know who I am? I'm Chris Aiken. Nobody sits on this couch except me.
Yeah, where's my reserved sign and my gate? I need a gate in front of this couch. It's reserved for me.
Right.
What a fucking jizzbag, whoever that was that that texted Bill was.
So that was the crux of the whole text. Chris was hoarding the couch.
Yes. That was it, Bill. Because Bill said to me on the walk out, he's like, "You're not going to believe this text I got."
Okay.
And he read me the text, and I was like, who fucking sent you that? I was like, come on. I didn't do anything. I was nothing but cordial to every single person.
I know. I know how that goes. Hey, remember? Remember when we had that event at Billy's Club, and that's the first time we met Kurgan?
Yeah.
And that Lemster guy was there.
Oh yeah.
And I was nothing but nice to that guy. I bought him a drink and let him hang out behind the broadcast table, and I gave him a CMS shirt and all that other shit. And then after the thing was over, he badmouthed me.
Yeah, and he said you weren't nice enough to him.
And I couldn't have been nicer to that guy.
Other than blowing him, that's about all you had left to do with that guy. You treated him like he was part of the show.
Yeah, exactly. But then he turns around and he badmouthed me to everybody, and you know, it's like, dude, I gave you a free shirt. I let you sit behind the broadcast table. I bought you a drink. I took pictures with you and all this, and then all of a sudden I'm a bad guy?
Yeah. Just stupid.
I didn't, you know, that was one of those situations.
Mm-hmm. Just, I know it's part of the gig. It's why when I do go out to shows anymore, I don't make much noise about it. Because I don't want to even give people a reason to start a problem.
Right.
You know, it's like last night I could have probably put it out on Facebook early in the day. I was going to be out there, and probably 10 people would have come out to, you know, buy me drinks or hang out or whatever.
Sure.
You know, but I don't even want that. I just want to fucking go and enjoy a show, you know, just me and the girl, and then go home.
Right. Well,
that's all I wanted to do last night. I didn't want any kind of fucking anything.
Yeah.
I wasn't even fucking really rocking out. I was just kind of chilling.
Yeah. Well, that kind of reminds me too. 2 summers ago when I was with Don in Dayton. Remember the Dayton debacle?
Yeah, sure.
And those people were writing, you know, Don punched his mother in the face and ripped the album covers or something out of her hand and threw them on the ground and all this and that. It's like, when the fuck did that happen?
Yeah, since you were standing right next to him the whole time.
Yeah. He punched my mother in the face, and he ripped up her photo and wouldn't give her an autograph.
No, it's like, Jesus Christ.
It's like, when did that all happen?
I know. Just sad.
It's amazing the stuff that people will say or do.
Yeah.
And for what reason, I don't get it.
I don't get it. Just fucking sit there and enjoy the show, and don't worry about anybody else that's around you, for fuck's sake. Especially somebody that's not fucking with you.
Exactly.
Holy shit. I didn't so much as make anybody wait to take a piss. Okay, I did nothing last night. I went to the show, I sat down, I had a couple of drinks, I left. That was the excitement.
Except you hoarded the couch, you couch hoarder.
Yeah, except for hoarding the couch.
Yeah.
What an asshole I am.
I wanted to sit there, but he was sitting there.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? There was a third seat, and nobody even came up and said, hey, can I sit here?
Yeah.
Nothing. It was unfucking believable, man.
It's too funny.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, tonight at the Beachland Ballroom, there is a food drive going on, and Night Demon is recording their live album tonight, and the original lineup of Breaker.
Yeah, they're on stage right now, Breaker.
Yeah, have reunited for this show, and Shock Paris, which they don't play a lot in the States.
Right.
They don't play a lot anywhere, as far as I know.
Not really.
And they're playing there tonight along with a bunch of other people. So, hey, good on them. I'm glad Bill, the legacy that Bill has had for over 30 years, and being able to do something like this and have the amazing support that he has, especially with having 3, pretty good-sized bands play there for nothing.
Yeah, well, everybody has done their part chipping in on this thing. I mean, the bands are all playing for free, and the other bands are playing for free too. They're not really local. Like there was a band, Lady Beast. They're from Pittsburgh. They drove in to play. The band last night, that Eddie Be Thy Name, they played for free. They were from Youngstown.
Right.
Not that that's far or anything, but what is that? That's an hour and a half from the beach.
Yeah, it's about an hour. Yeah, hour and a half. Sure.
From the Maple Grove.
Right.
I mean, that's a decent drive.
Yeah.
Especially at fucking 2 a.m. to drive home or whatever.
Exactly.
It's a long drive. So, everybody's chipped in from what I understand. The sound guys are doing their deal for free tonight, and the Beachland gave Bill the room for free and is just making their money off the bar. And, there was all kinds of, there's tons of donations for giveaways and the raffles that they're doing tonight to raise money. And even last night when I was hoarding the couch, I was sitting next to the donation table where people were putting canned food and stuff like that and money and stuff, and that was full. As soon as we walked in, that was full. The table was just covered with donations and shit. So it was people are really stepping up to do something fairly nice. So, it's cool around, not that, I always kind of scoff when people do something around Christmas, like that's any different to a homeless guy from fucking October 18th or whatever. It's still a shitty existence. And, December 25th, having one hot meal while you're living on a grate every other day is not necessarily great, but at least people are out there doing it and supporting,
right.
Supporting something of an actual worthy cause. So good on Bill, man.
Yep. So is that a picture of you in the chat room hoarding the couch?
That's me right there. Maybe that's why, because I had my hand playing with my dick. Maybe that's what the problem was, that I was jerking off on the couch. Now, see, that would have been an acceptable reason to bitch. Like if Kelly would have been jerking me off or something while I was sitting there on the couch. Okay, now you got somewhat of a complaint.
I don't know. Maybe whoever it is that texts Bill would have enjoyed that better.
Maybe. Probably would have enjoyed seeing my cock and balls.
Right.
Fucking faggot.
Right, exactly.
Jesus.
Very nice. Well, that's cool. I'm glad to see that you were able to get out of the house a little bit and go support a good cause. And that was very nice of you to donate some of your books and passes and things like that, for the prize packs or the giveaways.
Sure. dude, I got to do my part too. Even though I'm not as big of a local music scene guy as I used to be, I still, we sort of touched on it when we had Bill on the show last week, but I owe a lot of whatever this endeavor is, this radio endeavor that I have to Bill. I did so many things with Bill that made the Chris Aiken legend.
Sure.
Whether it was the Pantera meet and greet that people still talk about all the fucking time, or the Get Gayer for Slayer, or the some of the crazy shit that we used to do together. Those listening parties that I would get people in trouble, but I always talk about the Billy Morris one where we closed the doors at the end and I started throwing money to get the girls to do lesbian shit. Just that kind of shit all started with Bill. Every one of those adventures was Bill it was Bill and I that were putting those things together. And, I owe a lot to Bill because before I even got on the radio, Bill had like 10, 15 years, of being a Cleveland legend. And, and for him to take me on, as fucking ridiculous as I can get.
Right.
He's so anti-me. He's like the total opposite. He's nice and polite and would never offend anybody and would never do anything crazy. And then he'll co-do things with me where I just go off the fucking deep end, saying things so heinous that the fucking Jaeger girls will quit.
Right.
I owe a lot to Bill, so I always try to support the things that he's doing.
Sure, absolutely.
Whenever I can.